Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Liliveth Tate channel. Hello, how is everybody in the world today, tonight, afternoon, in your time? So, mega love shout out to all my uh, loyal and what do you call that? Loyal, okay, loyal members in my channel. So I really appreciate that, guys, that you always still there. And then for those not yet part of my membership, feel free, okay, just click the join button and you will be a part of my membership, okay. And then to my new subscribers who subscribe my channel, thank you so much. And to all my premium subscribers, viewers, supporters, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. So it's been a while that I never do a live streaming. So today it's 9:30 EM Philippine time is November 8th, 2025. So today my subject is general update. So I can update anything, everything. I can update everything. Okay, and for those ones to ask question or for those ones to join on the live comment, feel free. Okay, don't hesitate. To voice out your opinion. Um, and don't hesitate also to share your experience when it comes to uh, real life. All right. And I would like to make a love shout out to Janet. Get well soon. All right. And to all my loyal friends, of course, Sharon. So I can't wait to see you, Sharon. So the reason why I would like to, I would like you and your husband to explore first Manila. Okay, so the next time you come back here, you will there's a little adjustment period. Okay, so yes, I can wait to see you on your next trip. So I congratulate you in advance for the ACR card. Okay, so that's very important, guys, for those Western people to, if you are married to a Filipino, it's very important to have a ACR card because you can open bank account, joint bank account, because in the bank, if you don't have that, they will not allow you to join account with your spouse. So that's very important. All right. And who else? Um, well, I don't really want to talk this and online. So for those, my friend, my close friend, hello. Sometimes some people are not really comfortable when they mention their name online, so I have to keep that privacy. Some of my friends that uh, they gave a big sponsorship to my show, and of course big support to my channel, so I don't want, but from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate it. All right. So number one is, a few days ago we had we experienced typhoon Tino. Now that it's the last typhoon, as you can see, guys, that Cebu, Negros Occidental was wiped out on that typhoon Tino. Now we're experiencing we're gonna expect it another typhoon. All right, one, one, or in the international code name. Hold on, guys. Let me check on my. The international name is, what is this? Hold on. You know what, guys? Here in the Philippines, we're prone of typhoon. Hold on. It's a Chinese. I don't know. That's a Chinese name or Japanese, but sounds like Chinese. Hold on, guys. Okay, Feng Wong. It's Chinese. Feng Wong. So that the Sibir, this is Sibir Tropical Storm 1. That's in Filipino name, but international code name is Feng Wong. Feng Wong. Okay. So the typhoon will landfall in central Luzon, so including Metro Manila. Okay. So that's the reason why somebody tells that nobody mentioned about the weather here in the Philippines. And myself, yes, I do mention that, but just few people coming on my show, listen to my show. And that's very important here, guys, that for those people wants to for good or move to the Philippines, you have to look the area, just the location. That's the reason why until now we're not, it's so hard to find a place that you are really safe, because here in the Philippines, we're prone of typhoon, and then fault line. That's very important, and then earthquake. So typhoon, especially if it's rainy season or La Nina, that's so many uh, times that we experience typhoon. It's okay. It's okay. No, it's not okay. Also, if it's summer season or El Nino. El Nino, that's a drought season here in the Philippines. We encounter or we experience earthquake. So that's the problem also, that you're looking for the place, okay? Fault line also, fault line, because we have so much volcanoes here in the Philippines. So it's important also the area that you build a house, it's not too near to the fault line. Okay, so if you pick the place uh, not that near to the fault line, the problem is you're prone of flood. So that's the problem, guys, that I think there's a controversial issue that about the flood control project here in the Philippines. Okay, so one of the factors that now we experience severe flooding. Okay, but that's the thing that I hear, some people, they don't really tell. Oh, um nobody mentioned about that, the weather. Yes, I do. But just like a few people go on my show that listen, they prepare to go to the show that looking for a sexy woman, or uh I don't know. So actually, it's none of my business, but just my opinion. Okay, don't bash me if I say that. But I always mention about that because I'm aware also for those people, and particularly Western people, because like they decided to for good here in the Philippines. So I have to give also information, some of those for them, because I'm married to a Western man. Okay, so I'm not the type of person as selfish, and I don't really concern about those people or people of my husband. So I have to share with that. But that's the problem, because sometimes people, when you give information, they are not really pay attention. They just pay attention to for a short time period of happiness, especially if they're lonely. So they never realize that information, it brings them safe or bring them secure, and of course information brings you a lot of money. But people think that in a negative way. Me, I don't really think that in a negative way. I think that in a positive way, because here's the thing, guys, that people will think, oh, money, they think very negative for that. No, it's not. It's according how you educate, how you deliver that in an educational and informative uh, way of talking. Okay, I don't talk here to con people. I don't talk here to scam people. You have to sit in a goals, so that people will really learn about what you're talking about. Okay. Okay, so mega love shout out to MP. Hi MP, how are you? So how is your night there? And of course, mega love shout out to Frank Tate. You must do your homework before you build a house or buy a house here in the Philippines. Okay. So it's just like a few days ago, my goodness, international news. You can see, guys, particularly in my hometown, because uh, I was born in in Negros Occidental. That's my hometown. Negros Occidental, they divide in two region. All right, Oriental and Occidental. Occidental, that's part of the last city in in the last city of Occidental is Cabancalan City. There's a city there that indicates until to Bacolod City. But before my town is not declared as a city, I I I consider that Bacolod City is part of my town city. Okay, so everything is there was wiped out. The typhoon. Hi, kids. Oh, this is my favorite. My favorite. My favorite man. How is your back? Front gate. Nobody do number two there. Especially their dogs. They must aware of that, or else you're gonna go to barangay and complain about that. So how are you, kids? So that's the, and then that's the Negros Occidental area, and then no, Negros Oriental, that's part of the Magete, because in Oriental, Occidental to Oriental, you can go to Cebu City just ride on the bus. Okay, so that's the first time I visit Cebu. I tried to ride on the bus, but it's a long travel, but you really enjoy that, really enjoy that kind of travel going to Cebu. And Dumaguete, guys, that's a big city, okay? And then it's near to Cebu City. Just ride on the ferry. About 30 minutes 30 minutes, you're there in Cebu City, okay? Liliveth, living in 1940s. Are you talking to me or are you talking to yourself, Kiss? So that's, that's the important thing that, I would like, to share, because, now that we have typhoon expected, because it maybe later tonight, or Sunday, that super typhoon. Oh my goodness, if I that in 1940s, oh my goodness, I feel, I feel so informative about that. But it's okay if that's what you think. I'm living in a 1940s. That would be fine on me. Okay, because look, so if that if that what you think, oh, look at me. Look at me. I'm living in 1940s, but look on my face. Do I look 80 years old? Is that your trip? Is that your trip, kids? Anyway, so that's the important things that, for those Western people, location is important. Even though that you're gonna look for the condominium, location is very important. Okay, so that's why it takes months. All right, kids. So that's important also, because before I pick this place, I've been through a lot of condominiums in Metro Manila, but I don't really like the way that they built, and then the location, because some, they have a big unit, but the problem is, the place is so nasty. Okay, it's just like, I don't really understand those landlords, and also, owner, that they don't really pay attention to maintenance thing. Okay, they love to lease their unit, but you can really tell that, they don't really care. The roof is, the ceiling is need to be fixed, the toilet, the kitchen. It's just like they just posting that online, that, oh, if you want this, you can have this, but if you don't, it's okay. But they're gonna lose a big amount of money for that if they are not maintain their unit regularly. Okay, so that's number one reason, guys, that if you buy an apartment, if you buy the apartment, maintenance is very important. Okay, because not all people are, they just take it. Of course, some people, they have also standard. All right, and they have also taste. Hi, Janet. Hello. How are you? I just make a love shout out to you when I started. So I hope you're getting better now. So, like me, and then, when I look for the apartment, so I'm so blessed that I found this. It's near to the bank, it's near to the mall, it's near to the market. This is very good location, and it's near to the highway. If you want to visit me and you have no car, it's easy for you to pick taxi, grab, jeepney, or trike, because I'm on the side of the west service road. Very convenient. That's important, guys. So uh, I have a bad experience also to my people, especially for those owner of the apartment. Okay, so I complain, because usually the time I really want to move to a fully furnished, and then I ask about the thing, they just don't have air condition. So I just request if they can able to build add air condition. And then she said to me that, oh, why you're so very demanding about that. And I told her, oh, I have the right to pick which one place I comfortable to live, because the amount that I pay for you, that's it, fixed price. So you have also shown the place that I feel comfortable every time I sleep on my bed. But some of my people are very, very, they have attitude. And then she said that I must be thankful because I have that place. And some people living in the street. And then, oh my God, what kind of mentality is that? You compare myself to the homeless people? That's their choice to be homeless or living in the street. Why you compare me to that? I was so upset with that person. So I told her I have no reason to deal with you. Okay, if that's what you think about people looking for the place, or looking for the air condition, then I'm not the type of person that you can deal on it. Because I have class also. No, I don't really, because some of my people, guys, real talk. I don't want to be a con for my people. Some of my people are very snobby. They have attitude. You have no right, to say what you want to say. It's just like, like the house. If you build, if they, house for less, they gonna tell, oh, you have no right, to say something. No, it's not, because the money that you pay is not, it's not a joke. So that's, I don't really like, I don't really like that. Okay, so that's the reason why, guys, I really want to have an apartment, guys. I really want to have an apartment, but I really also look if something, if I gonna build an apartment, of course I gonna lease for that, for anyone can afford the price that I posting, or the amount that I said. Of course, you have to look also for the safety, the convenience of your tenants. But some of my people, they don't really think about that. Imagine, guys, I look for, this is what I experienced. This is not a story. Okay, but this is, I experienced, when me and Frank look for the apartment. Oh my goodness, when I open the door, when I check, because number one, I'll check if I go to the, apartment, how clean is the owner, how he really take care is the toilet. That's my number one thing. I check the toilet, guys. That's the thing that I know that, this owner or this person is a nasty person. The toilet. And I can, when I open, they have a huge, actually, the time that's in Ortigas. Okay, Frank loved that area. The price is very, very affordable. It's about 24,000. And then, Frank, the bedroom, the master bedroom was so huge. And also, the living area. But my goodness, guys, my goodness. The toilet, when I open, there's a big cockroach. The cockroach here in the Philippines is so huge. Not in the state but here, as bigger than my thumb. And there's, and then, you can tell that if the cockroach will talk, the cockroach will tell me, what the hell are you doing here? You disturb my you disturb my resting here. And oh my goodness, guys, that's so acceptable, that kind. So I said, Frank, sorry, Frank, if you like this place, I can really tell you, I don't really like. So that's the thing that, Frank asked me which one you prefer, house or apartment. So I said apartment. Okay, because house, if you're not really good, if you're not really good to maintain the house, you lose your profit for that. Okay, by the time that you're ready to sell that, and then if your house is lack of maintenance, you're gonna lose money for that. Okay, they think that, most of us, they think that the house, it's a assets. No, it's not. Because if the property will not give you money, that's liabilities. It's not the assets. So I prepare, I tell, no, I prepare, apartment. Because you know what? Apartment. You can build an apartment, it depends if you're, just bungalow style apartment or, what do you call that? A story apartment. You can stay on, you can stay on the first floor or you can stay on the penthouse, aba? Penthouse. That's, and then of course you have monthly income. So I really prefer to have an apartment, not the house. Okay, not the house. But I don't know some people, but me, I really prefer to have an apartment. And then of course, if you have a tenant at the same time, they don't, you're not paying the tax. Okay, the people who rent your place, they're the one who pay the tax for you. So that's very uh, a, a, a smart idea, to pick apartment, not the house. For me, not the house. That's my opinion. Okay, let me read some. Okay, you know, I can't really read it because it's too small. Give me a time to stare first though. Okay, from Kiss. Liliveth, that's what I don't have any more rentals. I sold them all, got out of the drama mamas. Okay. Many people complaining about everything. Well, it's just like, for me, that's the main, that's the mentality, that's the mindset of Filipino. When you complain, they said, when you complain, they think that in a negative way. No, it's not. For me, if I complain, what I really try to point it out on you is just like you have to, like, I've been through a lot of, apartment that they never clean. If you really want to sell that, if you really want to see list that and convince people to get that unit, you have to clean it. You have to arrange things so that that a person will check or viewing that unit, they really deserve the money that they invest from you. Okay, but some people, when you complain, they think that you are mad or what. It means that you have to you have to, what do you call that, your service, you have to improve your service, everything. You have to set a goals that you have to, something needs to be, need to be changed on this. Don't consider that a person complaining or complain that she's mad or she's demanding. No, it's not. So meaning it's according, the person how they delivered when they complain. But some people, when they complain, they have showing attitude. No, you don't have to do that. Okay, so you have to, look also the person that it really, it's just like, the thing that to what do you call that, improve your, the place that you really want to rent for that. But some, they don't really care because, guys, I've been through a lot of that. Okay, I'm not here, just to make a story for that. All right, for those people don't experience, me, I experienced. That's why I said, that's why I share. From Frank, hi MP. Okay, some renters don't respect the property. They live worse than a pig, bazora, and cockroaches. Yes, I agree with that, Kiss. So that's why, when you're plan to, to build apartment, you have to set a rules, okay? A, a rules that you really enforced to implement it, especially when it comes to cleanliness. Oh my goodness, I'm allergic of dirt. My husband knows that. Okay, so that's also pits destroy property. Oh yes, of course, especially if they have a cat. So that's why, guys, when you look, for those Western people or some Filipino that they're not really into that, the number one on the list, or the description for those tenants, or some brokers, that no pets allowed. Okay, and some they just, yes, fit pet friendly. So you're very blessed if you have pet, and then the owner is pet friendly. But if it's not, sorry, find another one. And that's the reason that when I look on the place, I don't know, guys. It's just like people, they just want to get money from other people, but they don't really like. I saw also house for rent, okay? Because I told friend, I think it's time for us to move to a big one, okay? But guys, when you look at it, there's no fence. And then they said that, oh mom, it's okay, there's no fence because it's a gated community. No, I don't really trust those guards, okay? And some of the crimes that happen in the village, the guard, I'm not saying all, I'm not saying all. Some guards are, uh, you know, um, involved of that. So it's very important to find a place here in the Philippines that you're really peacefully, when by the time that you sleep at night, you're safe. You don't have to worry if there's a heavy rain. You don't have to worry that you're surprised when you open your eyes, your bed is floating on the water. You have a water bed. That's a literal water bed. Oh, yes. That's a literal water bed. And of course, it's okay for those adults, but if you have a family, children, you have to put the safety of your family, not to the rescue. So and before, I always mention this, guys, that uh, way back 90s, okay, 80s, 90s, here in Metro Manila. I don't know, kids, if you stay here in 80s or 90s in the Philippines. I never heard flood. There's a certain area that, especially here in Metro Manila, there's an area that, if there's a heavy rain, Marikina, because Marikina, that's a lower part of Metro Manila, and then it's near to the big river. The two river that really cross the Pasig River and Marikina River. If there's a heavy rain, it cause a flood. But now it's no longer that. Okay, and then that's the problem also in Cebu. In some those builders, they really look at when they wants to build a buildings, or condominium there. They really look the beauty, but they don't really look what is the result of this if I'm gonna build this kind of infrastructure. How can I protect my people? But no, they never think that way. They just also think how to make money, money, okay, money. So look, the Cebu City, okay? I don't expect that. So I thought that, Yolanda, that's the last typhoon that Filipino experienced about, during the time of Yolanda was same also in Cebu. Was so wiped out. Okay? Now it's no longer that. That kind of scenario, it's just like very common now. That we Filipino experience that if there's a typhoon. Okay? Because most of people, most of people, they don't really care about the natural, the nature. They don't. They don't really care for those less people. They care for themselves how to make money. And then once the poor people, once the less people get into that, they're the one also benefits of that because all the donations came from the other country. They don't really give that strictly to those victims of that flood or earthquake. They have to get that some cuts. Okay? Who's in charge of that? Okay? Before that donation goes to the victims, there's a 10 people or more than that. Well pass. So each person that amount or that person or that donation, okay, like example, from United States, they give like in Cebu City, they give like 1 million US dollars. Not only 10 people will pass on that $10 million. There's so many. So every person that 10 million pass, there's a cut. So by the time that they release that to the victims, you know what? Just only the roof that they can able to buy. So they another fine. The corruption here is so severe. So I don't really want to talk about politics here. Okay, but some they just some politician, they very helping hand to show that they are not guilty of doing some corruption. That's the sad part. Sad part. So my advice for those Western people wants to come here in the Philippines, or just to have a vacation or travel. Make sure, guys, that don't come here in the Philippines during rainy season, guys. Rainy season. Because this is lesson learned from all of you guys, that look what happened to Cebu. And even in Negros Occidental, guys, in Canlaon City, in Canlaon, that's the name of the city. And of course there's a volcano near to that city, Canlaon also. So most of area there, there's not only flood. Okay, there's a big troso. What troso? The woods. Uh, where's my my interpreter here? The troso is the log, big log that was if there's in logs, trees, and then they have also big rocks. So that's the nature was really destroyed. So that's in Canlaon City, in Negros Occidental. So my advice, do your little research. Okay, even your just vacation, find a place that you are safe. Okay, in some of people, I always give this information, but just few people coming on my show. But I cannot really please other people. I'm welcome people to come here and to listen to me, but for those not interested, it's okay for me. No big deal. But some people that they said, I never heard talk about the weather. No, we talk, I talk, but some people don't really listen for that. That's why they in denial that nobody tells that about the weather. Mm. Oh, by the way, guys, I would like to update. Almost 2 weeks. So last week I'm so busy because there's a typhoon here. I would like to show guys my plans, and I successfully uh, grow that plants, and I can't wait to see that to repotting that kind of plant. So if you can wait, I'll give you a little tour on my part. So let's go there. So remember one, the information that I give is look for the place that you are safe. But here, there was a time here that it's sunny. Well, the sun it came out, but later maybe it's be cloudy. Look, it's cloudy, guys. Where's my plant? Over there. Okay, this one here. I want to get this. Uh, okay. Okay, okay. Look, look, look. See, it's sunny here. So that's my plants. They're doing good. This one, okay, I cut this because it's so bushy here. Okay, so I need to cut that one. And of course, my plumeria. Okay, we call this in Kalatuchi. See the flower? So I need to cut this during summer because if I cut this, it will not grow, and it will not grow a new leaves. It's gonna be rotten because it's always wet. So I have a purple. I don't know what kind of plant is this. And there another one. I like the green with the. Okay. So, and of course my plants. So I have to push this, I have to push this near to the drilling because this plant is, it's a slouch. So I need to straight, but now it's getting straight now. Okay. So this one, my technique, this one, guys, I have to plant on the plant bags, to establish roots. That's if I think it's already established the roots because I can see the new leaves. So that's the time that I transfer to the pot. But this one, I need to get a big pot because they're really grown big. And this one, I love these plants. Look. Okay. And back to me. So I have to sit here for a while. Oh, against the wall, against the light. So this is my plants, guys. See? I like this because I like hold on. I wait. See guys, on the bottom guys, see, I like the color because it's purple. Okay, now it's ay mosquito. See, and the flower this is white. White. I like the flower but no smell. So this is one thing guys that I like is on the other side of the plant is purple, and then the top, see, I don't know what's the name of this plant guys, but I call this a purple plant. But this one, no need to expose too much rainwater because it's gonna be dry. So that's why I put it in between of my two big pots. It's time to back to sender. Okay, hold on. So there. So this leaves, okay, will protect my baby plants not to have much rainwater. And at the same time, my plants can able to have sunlight. Okay, so that's my plant tour. So if I'm okay. So if the weather is nice here, I really love to stay here. You know what? I prepare, to pick this kind of plants because, more onto green. If your eyes is drained or your gadget or your computer, the ophthalmologist, advise that you have to look on the green stuff so that, your eyes back to normal vision. So I like these plants, guys. The design. Most of my plants, guys, the leaves shape is heart. And I like this also. Another one. So this one, guys, this kind of plants, okay, this is only one pot, but look how many pots. One, two, three, four, five. Five pots. So now I limit myself not to have that because it's not allowed here in my place, to put a lot of plants in the porch. Even though this one, this one. How many pots? One, two, three, four, five. Five also. And the this one, my so I try to remove those. I just leave five. This one, I really want to focus this, to make more than in this one. I like, more onto white spots, and then the other one. So this is how it look in my place, guys. Very quiet. Saturday, a lot of people, a lot of Filipino family go to the mall, eat together in the restaurant. Okay. So now it's time for me to go inside. See. Okay. see my hair. Mainit. You know what, guys? I'm the one who cut my hair. Okay, just trim on the tip. Because if you have a long hair, don't let your hair really long. You have to cut on the tip. So I have to cut on the tip. You can see that. So same. Well, actually, I don't really like, to go to the, to the hair salon because, I don't really like somebody grab my hair and so masakit. Oops. Ay, ay, change. My stand is not okay. Oh, there you go. Any question, guys? I hope that one day I I can request Mr. Frank Tate, to guest with me and explain how well I how you invest when it comes to your money, dollar rates or yeah. He's good in money managing. I can't really stand outside because I'm not complaining about the hot weather, I use of that, but the humidity, I can't stand about that. Okay. If I have a big big plant bags, I prepared to plant vegetable. Actually, before I because my flameria, the tree flower, it's small. Okay, it's in the pot, but now the pot is, it's broken because the plants grows big. So before I plant like Malabar spinach, I have that, sweet potato, I have that also, and then bell pepper, but I enjoy, the bell pepper. Oh, it was so bunch of bell pepper. But now I cannot longer plant a vegetable on the plant box because the roots of the plumeria, it really gets all the nutrients from, if I can plant vegetable. I try that, when I plant okra, it grows the okra, but once the okra starts to grow, you cannot really look, the okra is healthy or any kinds of vegetable that I plant. So the nutrients, the plumeria roots was so suck all that nutrients. So I'm no longer planting, vegetable on that plant bags. And then I try to put on the big water bottle, but it's not really work. Or maybe I try some, some vegetable, and then I do have an experiment a few months, or yeah, a few months ago. The colored green, I successfully, germinate and transfer into a pot, but it won't really grow big. When the leaves is big as this, it starts to die. Maybe because there's a certain time that the sunlight, because when I read about the color green is more onto the direct sunlight. So I will try that again, to plant, because that's my plan, to have that, I can able, to grow colored green, because one of my dream to open a restaurant, a soul food restaurant, American soul food, particularly black. Okay, I know how to cook soul food. Okay, but the problem is, that's the best, that's the important part of the soul food is the colored greens. So I really want to grow that, but maybe if I have a nice place, direct sunlight. But here, my plants can able to have a sunlight like about 10 a.m. or 12. So that sunlight is not really healthy for those plants that you really want to grow. So I want to build a soul food restaurant, because here, guys, in the Philippines, we don't have a restaurant that serve soul food. We don't. Okay, let me read this from Frank. Comment. Where's the comment section? Okay. Mm, okay. Now, it's good time for buy a ticket times if you have a dollars here in the Philippines. Yes, right. Okay, hi At. Thank you for coming. So that's I'm almost to end my show, because it's already 58. So I'm gonna stay here for 1 hour. Oh yes, sometimes, yeah, I do believe that the plants are stress reliever. But if you really stress, sometimes you need to go to somewhere else and have some fun or travel. Yeah, it really helps. It really helps. But I really want, if you really. No, it's okay, Frank. I don't really want. My goodness. Thank you. I don't really want to wear, eyeglasses, because it really ruined my look. So as much as I can read, I will read. So I have to wear eyeglasses, but sometimes I refuse, to wear eyeglasses, because like I said, that it really ruined my face, especially when you put something on your eyes or what, it really ruin your beauty. I'm wearing two, but actually this is pants. So this is terno. So I try to wear, the contact lens, but there's so many things that I refuse, because you might get blind. Sometimes you're really tired, and some people, they don't really remove their contact lens, that the retina of our eyes was so affected. So I don't want to get blind for that. Actually, the Typhoon Juan, or Fong Wong. That's Chinese name, Fong Wong. So well, here in Metro Manila is this not really on. Okay, I think Catanduanes. Let me check. I will update, guys. Okay, I'm gonna read na lang the update. Okay, so here 5 a.m. It was 5 a.m. this morning, November 8, 2025. Wind signal number 2 is now up over Catanduanes, eastern and central northern Samar. Oh, so it's still in Visayas because Samar is part of Visayas, guys. Northern eastern Samar and northern Samar as one intensifies further. Okay, here we go. Metro Manila and 51 other provinces, meanwhile, have been placed under signal number 1. Signal number 1 has been 36 hours lead time, while signal number 2 has 24 hours before the localities experience and the storm's strong winds. Wind warming up to the signal number 5 will be issued as one in scene to reach super typhoon strength tonight or Sunday morning. So the typhoon will tonight, Saturday or Sunday morning. At 4 a.m. Saturday, Typhoon 1 was located 985 kilometers east of eastern Samar, now with the winds of 130 kilometers per hour and the gusts up to 160 kilometers per hour. It is moving west-northern west at 25 kilometers per hour. It may make landfall over southern Isabela, that's northern Aurora, that's in northern Luzon, okay? Late Sunday or early Monday as super typhoon. Who is this? What? Lee. Lynn? Hi, Lilibet. We'll catch up with Sis Sharon next time. Sure, why not? Thank you for coming. I really love that. I really love to work with those other bloggers, collaboration, because that's what I do 2 years ago. But I stopped. I stopped because, um, some bloggers that I collab, there's just the thing that you give, because I give them the context, so that they can really learn. But sometimes they don't really give good explanation, good information, so I stopped. But I really love that, I'm open, to work with other bloggers at the same time. It's just like, you give, well, I'm gonna finish this first, the weather forecast here, because this is very important, guys. Okay. Okay, it may make landfall. Okay, I already read that. It excuse me. It will be cross northern Luzon. So guys, northern Luzon is just like, the mention, like Isabela, excuse me, Aurora, Pangasinan, that's northern Luzon, all right? Sharon is in Makati. However, I am not available, but next time, 3 of us will catch up. Oh, sure, no problem. Just let me know. Actually, Lynn, if you want to contact me, I have WhatsApp. So please check on my channel. So I have a WhatsApp number there in Gmail. So anytime, if you are free, just let me know. And of course, our friend Sharon. So I'm sure Sharon will really wants to, join for that. That's a good suggestion. Okay. So It will be cross northern Luzon, emerge over the West Philippine Sea, and late morning or in the afternoon, the mountainous terrain of Luzon will weaken one, but it will remain as a typhoon during the passage. Life-threatening storm usage exceeding 3 meters may be experienced within the next 48 hours along the shore of Catanduanes, Camarines provinces, and eastern Quezon. The coastal communities of Samar and the rest of eastern Luzon could also experience up to 3-meter storm surge. Yuan will bring significant rainfall in Luzon and Visayas during the passage. Up to torrential rains may be expected over most of Bicol and Aurora on Sunday and over northern central Luzon on Monday. My goodness, typhoon, leave us alone, my goodness. Widespread, the serious flooding, landslides, and expected in the area. So guys, this is one thing that I read this because landslide and flooding is severe. So be alerted. The track and intensity forecast will stay changed to the public advice and continuously monitoring on the potential super typhoon Juan or Fong Wong. So that's all guys, okay. Dollar to peso is 58 now. Yes, the exchange rate is really good. But guys, this is the one thing that I really want to advise. Open your bank account in Land Bank. Because, Land Bank, they will give you a higher exchange rate when it comes to your dollars. Because here's the thing that I mentioned. You have to open an account, if you want to exchange your money. Because here in the Philippines, you cannot exchange your dollar or any kind of currency exchange if you don't have a bank account at the bank. All you have to do, just go to the exchange rate in the mall. That's all. But at the bank, they will not allow you. Because in ASM, they have a big cut. Okay, they have a big cut for that. So, well, you cannot really open a bank account, if you cannot really open the bank account here unless, just, for vacation. So, at the airport, guys, don't, because, they have a big cut for that. All you have to do, I have some advice. Go to the different casino, guys. Don't go there, to gamble. All you have to do just to exchange your rates, because they give a good rates also, and they have so much, IDs that they will ask. Okay, all you have to do just give their your money, and they will exchange. But some other exchange, uh, here, especially at the mall, they will ask your passport or any IDs. And sometimes, don't expect that, they will ask something, especially for those Western people or, travelers, tourists here in the Philippines. Sometimes if you have to, um, control your temper because, some of their question is not really related. All you have to do is just to exchange your money, but, they ask question. So be patient about that if you want to uh, exchange your money to peso. So that's one thing that I will advise. Be patient, control your temper. This is, okay, I'm gonna read this. Frank said this is the good time, to buy a motorcycle. If you're a motorcycle rider or, lover, it's time for you. This is the good time, to buy a motorcycle or car. because the dollar exchange rate is particularly the 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 GBP, the Great Britain, what P stands for? Pound. About 78 pesos the exchange rate. So that's a big amount, guys. For those people living in Great Britain, you have a good rates here in the Philippines. So anything else, guys? So I already consumed the 1 hour, so I think it's time for me, to prepare also. Cause who is this? Getchi Lion. Hi, Getchi. How are you? Oh, okay. Let me read. Getchi Lion Music Radio is on air live from Chicago. All right. Thank you for coming. Don't 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 come here to the Philippines, Getchi, because there's still a typhoon. So come back here during the summer because no typhoon and no flooding. I don't know if you watch on the international news about what happened to part of Cebu, Negros Occidental, about the typhoon Tino. Oh, still coming December. So gonna straight to Davao or Metro Manila? So anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming, Gitchi. So I will not stay long here. So until next time, I'm keeping up with Calvin. All right, so that's good. That's good to hear that you are still. It's good to hear that you're still with Calvin. Calvin. I think. Oh well, they're far from Canlaon. They are San Carlos City, but they're still affected on there some area in his place. I'm here. Oh, I'm near to the airport. I'm Paranaque City. Why you have something? You have something to give to me? So that's all, guys. Thank you so much for giving a time, and So Lee, I will check your channel. I'm gonna sing na lang. We are the champion, my friend. And we keep on fighting till the end. We are the champion. No time. No time for what? For BS. Cause we are the champion of the world. Okay. Time moves so fast. Okay, time moves so fast. Okay. So spend your time with a good spirit, with a good with a good environment. Okay, don't spend your time with those kind of BS, that you've been heard from other people, that you've been seen on different social media platform, use your natural common sense to understand where I really belong. Okay. Hi, Frank. I'm joking also. So yes, guys. So to this is the right time. This is the right time to invest your dollar here in the Philippines because the peso rate is goes down. Okay, so this is the right time. This is the right time. To for those wants to send money, this is your this is the right time to expand your USD or other currency. Okay, but for those American, so this is the time, guys. This is the time. If you have goals in life, okay, this is the right time. To invest your dollars to peso. All right. So now, what time is it now? Oh my goodness, it's almost 11 o'clock. It's 10:45 here. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. For those who come and drop by and say hi to me. Thank you so much, and see you next time. So hasta luego, adios, bye.